It's a very difficult thing, and one of life's greatest lessons is the lesson of forgiveness. You're holding on. That's why they call it a grudge. When you rip up the contract, it will help you part. When I first started doing energy work and I healed that grudge and I saw the type of energy that came out of my root chakra, it was snakes. Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. Hello if you are new. My name is Andrea Johnson. I'm a Reiki Master Teacher, Energy Worker, and Spiritual Lifestyle Content Maker. Welcome to another episode of what I like to call Conscious Coffee Talks, where we sit down and have a beautiful conversation about a topic to expand our consciousness. With that being said, let's dive into today's topic. Now, today's topic, this one kind of hits home for me because it's something I've had a lot of experience in. And that is getting over grudges. I feel like this is really important to talk about is because I firsthand have experienced this type of energy. I've had grudges, held on to grudges, especially with family members. It's really messed up my root chakra. And I do honestly believe that this is the type of energy that creates disease. I feel like anger, grudges, resentment, those types of energies that we hold on to, it is the energy to create the deadliest diseases. It's a very difficult thing, and one of life's greatest lessons is the lesson of forgiveness. Now, I want to go over some things that really help shift my perspective in this, because it really did help me let a lot of energy go that I was holding around, grudges with family members. It really helped heal me on another level and helped me raise my vibration, expand my consciousness, and really see things for what they were and in a different light. And it helped me improve my relationships that I held with people. So one of the biggest downloads that I've got on this as well was when you're holding a grudge on somebody, that is healing that you have to do within yourself. When you're holding a grudge, you're feeling entitled to something. You're feeling entitled for a person to say they're sorry. You're feeling entitled for a person to make up for what they did or to act different. Basically giving yourself the same judgment that you are judging somebody else for what they've done. When you do this, you have to heal yourself. You are the only one invoking judgment on anything, meaning yourself. When you judge others, when you hold grudges on others, when you feel angry, you do it to yourself. People are not entitled to do anything for you, and that includes to say they're sorry. You cannot expect somebody else to do that. You have to be the one to give it, no matter what. One of the most helpful things that I've had to understand was I could not rely on anything outside of myself to provide what I needed. You have to be your own healer. You have to be the one who forgives in this situation. When you put expectations on other people, it will only lead you to disappointment. And that is with anything. It doesn't even have to be about grudges. Expectations are the #1 killer of relationships of every kind. One of the first things that came to my realization with holding grudges was that people can only act out of the conscious awareness that they're in. People can only act out of the point of being that they're in, meaning people act out of fear. People act out of trauma. When they do these things that trigger you, per se, or that they treat you a certain way or a way that you deem is wrong, it is out of fear. And when people act out of fear, it is because of their own triggers. And so that means internally, these people have healing of their own to do. You start to see this and understand this, that every human either acts out of 2 points of being. It's either out of love or it's out of fear. And when it is out of fear, it's because of something we have held on to, some kind of pain point within us is driving this action. So when you realize that people can only act out as emotionally intelligent as they are being, or out of their conscious awareness for the time being, you understand that the person is really doing the best that they can in that point of time. You're serving as part of their learning, and they are also doing the same thing for you. You being triggered and holding on to a grudge, or getting angry is also teaching you, and this is where even if we weren't the ones who did anything wrong in this, we say wrong in the situation, because there is neither right nor wrong, there just is. When we hold on to that energy, when we get angry with somebody, we have to feel it too. When you're triggered by this, you're holding on. That's why they call it a grudge. You hold on to that energy and it stays in your body. And every time you think about it, every time you see that person, whatever it so may be, it's reignited. It can be so deeply ingrained within you that it's going to affect other relationships that you have. And when you keep spinning this energy in your body, it is very deadly and very toxic. That is how it is a test for you as well in the act of forgiveness. So when you can see that somebody is only acting out of their point of being and out of their traumas and their triggers, you realize it's not truly that person. You realize it is just fear. And then you develop compassion for the person. You develop compassion because no human, I don't care who you are, wants to wish harm to another human. That is not truly who you are. When you understand somebody is going through pain, and especially pain that you have went through, you develop compassion because that is your soul's nature. You then shift that grudge inside of you. That anger cannot hold the same vibrational frequency when this happens. It then turns to love and you heal the grudge. Now you have to stay in this mindset. Well, hi. Now you have to stay in this mindset for it to not turn back into a grudge. If you get angry, the energy just shifts back. But then you have to remind yourself of these things until it becomes hardwired in your mind, until you're better able to hold that frequency, meaning it starts becoming a part of your being and you become wiser and more understanding about these things. The next one was when I understood soul contracts, then I started to understand that I chose this reality. I chose for this person to do whatever they did to trigger me. I wanted to learn something about this. I wanted to grow and evolve as a person. And this is where, this is where soul contracts come in. Once you understand this, then you understand that if you chose this and for this to happen, you can't necessarily be upset about it. You just have to play out your part. You have to play out the contract. Now you can rewrite the contract or rip up the contract, which I have done before, where I originally started my healing with the grudge that I was trying to heal. I started out by ripping up the contract, and I needed to do this, and I express this when I tell my clients this as well too. When you rip up the contract, you do it out of love. You do it out of love for yourself and the other person, because you know at this moment in time, your relationship does not benefit either one of you. So when you rip up the contract, you do it out of love and understanding that you are not in a place to heal it right now. It doesn't mean that it always has to be like this. And yes, there are boundaries. And yes, you can forgive and move on without ever having to contact the person again. But if you want to come into contact with them again and reestablish the contract, you can. But the most important thing to remember is to do it out of love for yourself and therefore the other person, or vice versa. And to understand that it is you that is not in a place to be healed at this moment. You can not wrap your mind or shift your perspective on what needs to change in the moment, but you're freeing yourself of that energy, of that grudge, by ripping up the contract. You're not spinning that energy in your body, the grudge in your body. You rip up the contract and it cancels out that energy. You let it go pretty much. You're less likely, or if you get triggered by this person again per se, if something happens and they come into your field again or they do something again, then you just rip up the contract again. Because every time you come into contact with this person, either you reach out or they reach out, it reestablishes some sort of contract. But from my experience, the universe kind of has this funny way of when you rip up the contract, it will help you part with this person energetically, physically. It helps you break away, and they will soon fade out of your reality, even in the physical realm, somehow, some way. Another thing that helped me out was I started looking at the person's inner child, meaning when I thought of them, saw them, thought of the situation, I actually saw them in my mind's third eye as a child, as themselves as a child. And I kind of did this, got this idea because I would do it with my own healing as visualizing myself as a child of when I remember getting wounds and where they've stuck with me and trying to heal my traumas. I would go back and I would heal the child. And I started doing this with other people. And when you see a child and you see them in pain and you see how the person, you see how the person became what they are because of a trauma that they've held on to somewhere, some way. I couldn't hold that anger vibration in me. I just could not. When you see a wounded child, there's just some kind of compassion that comes through. The last thing that I did was practicing forgiveness. And this is obviously the most difficult because if it were the easiest, it would have been the first thing that I would have done. But you start to learn that when you forgive others, you're forgiving yourself. That's just how it works. It's because we are all one, and you start to realize that anger that you held, the grudge that you held, was just your own reflection, your own pain points of a wound that you had, that you were holding on to. When you can't forgive somebody, then that means you can't forgive yourself. The energy you put out, you receive in return. This is why the grudge is deadly for you. It's like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. When you have forgiveness, when you start to actually love yourself enough to forgive yourself, to forgive the pain points that you have from this situation, to understand the deeper reason why you feel the way that you feel, you then transmute that grudge, that anger, into love and compassion. You don't always understand fully why you feel the way that you do, though. You can be mad and not understand what pain points it has triggered within you, or not think that it is still fair or whatnot. But you can still practice the art of forgiveness through God. All you have to do is ask. Ask for forgiveness. Ask to see love and light in the situation. Ask for the other person's healing from the situation and wish them health and healing, and you will be free from it. When we ask for forgiveness, it automatically frees our soul. We are untied from the energy. That's why the Bible always tells us to ask for forgiveness for our sins, because when we do that, it automatically frees up our energy. It takes it away. Now you ask, what do I do when I am re-triggered? Because you will be. That is just how life is a test. So what do you do when this thing is going to possibly keep coming back and coming back and coming back? Pray to God and ask for healing and surrender to it. Don't pray for what you think the other person needs. Don't pray for what you think you need. Don't pray and ask, why can't I forgive this person? What is triggering me? Don't put more intention on the fact that something is wrong or that you're angry at this person. Pray for healing and then pray to have the universe, to have God show you how to heal. Surrender to it. Let me let go. Help me to let go of this grudge, of this energy, of this anger, and fill my heart with light and love. Help me to find my way back to love, and then see how you feel. Check internally with yourself and see how you feel. When you surrender in prayer, you're then turning over all of your worries, all of your troubles to the universe, and you're freeing yourself from the expectation, from the responsibility to try to figure out how to heal it, when ultimately the universe knows what's best for you. God knows what's best for you. God knows what you need. Get your mind out of the way and just surrender over, and just let whatever needs to happen, happen. And you will be brought back to a place of love. You have to do this however many times you do it. It doesn't matter. Eventually it will be part of you. Eventually the pain point will fade. Eventually the pictures fade over time. Have gratitude for the universe, for God showing you something that you needed to heal, for making you a better person so that you may better serve others, just how I am right now. There are so many people that come into my Reiki sessions, to my energy work sessions, and have these things that need to be healed. It comes up all the time. And because I was able to heal it within me, I am better to serve other people. Your pain becomes your power. If I held on to that energy, I know I would not be the same person or in the same place right here, right now, as if I would have held on to it. I probably would have had some health issues. I'm not gonna lie. When I first started doing energy work and I healed that grudge, and I saw the type of energy that came out of my root chakra, it was snakes. It was in the form of snakes. That is deadly energy. This is powerful work. This is powerful mindset shifts. You don't have to do this stuff alone. You are not alone in this. If you're struggling, there is help. Ask for help. God can help you. The universe can help you. You just have to surrender to it and let go. It will show you what you need. Just have faith in it. You will see the light in other people. One of Wayne Dyer's quotes, and it's a good one to help you with certain situations like this. The light in you is all I see. And this will help remind you that the light in the other person is also you, and it will help you better let the energy go and transmute it back to light and love. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this conscious coffee talk, even though I don't have a coffee. It's too late in the afternoon, but we got some good sun, right? So I really hope this helped you guys, because this is, like I said, has been something that I've struggled with for years, and it helped me heal relationships in my life. So with that being said, guys, I'm sending you all of my light and all of my love. We'll see ya.